Hello guys, Galaxy Boy here. Today we are back with another tier list video, and from looking at my channel, you could probably tell I haven't done this in like 2 months. Yeah, we're getting back to it, and we're finally doing the Bendy video, so let's just get started. So if you scroll down, we have 7 tiers this time. Insanely difficult, pretty difficult, average, pretty easy, and insanely easy like usual. But we have 2 more. Helps you out and does nothing. These 2 are like the extra ones. If it's a character that actually helps you progress in the game, then they go and helps you out. But if they do like nothing in the game, then they just go and does nothing. So here are the characters we have today. We're missing a few of them that are literally just like decorations and stuff. But yeah, these are basically all the characters that at least do something in the game, and does nothing are just like the ones that just run around and stuff. So let's just get started. And we're starting with Bendy. So basically, he kind of works differently in all the different chapters. In chapter 1, he basically like just tries to get you, and he doesn't really do anything in that chapter. But in chapter 2, he just chases you in like one chasing. Chapter 3, he basically just goes around like through the walls and has a chance of finding you and getting you. Chapter 4, he appears in like 2 cutscenes, doesn't really do anything. In chapter 5, you see him a few times, he doesn't really do much. Across all of it, he would probably go in like pretty difficult if it's just like chapter 3. Or like some chapters he would go a little bit up there. I think for now I'm just going to put him in average. Next up we have Beast Bendy. So this is what Bendy turns into at the end of chapter 5. And this is basically like his final form. And basically how he works is he will like come out of one of the walls and then just start charging down and eventually hit the other wall. And he'll just be like running around. You just got to dodge him and like hit levers and things like that. And then the second part, you have to hit him into like, I think it was like 4 pillars or something like that. It's pretty difficult. It's not the worst thing when I tried it. Like, I did beat the game before, and I don't think it's like the worst thing. It's kind of annoying, but it's not too bad. I'm gonna put him pretty difficult for this one. Next up we have Boris. So chapter 2 is where you meet him, and then in chapter 3 he just walks around and stuff, and you take stuff from him and things like that. He's gonna go and does nothing. Next up is Brute Boris. So Brute Boris is like the final boss in chapter 4. So when you enter like the haunted house area, he will be at the end, and you have to fight him. Like, you have to like throw something at him, I think, or hit him with like a pipe, I think. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done this, but I think you hit him with a pipe, and it's a little bit of annoying, but it's not the worst thing. I'm gonna put him in pretty difficult though. Now we have Alice Angel. Also does nothing. She is like one of the main villains. She does have a major role in the game, but based on gameplay, she doesn't really do much. She just like tells you what to do and things like that. Next up we have Allison Angel, who is different from Alice Angel, by the way. And this one's actually going to go and helps you out. In chapter 5, which is like the only one she actually does stuff in, other than kill Alice Angel in chapter 4. But in chapter 5, basically what she does is she will just attack any other enemies. That's mainly what she does in it. In like the big battle, that's kind of what she did. She just attacked the enemies. Next we have Tom, who's the exact same, helps you out. Does the same stuff in the game, but is a little bit more rude. And next up, we have Bertram Piedmont, who is actually another boss battle in chapter 4. Before you open up the haunted house, you have to hit 3 levers. And the third one is this boss fight, Bertram Piedmont. And basically how he works is he will like move around. It's kind of like a carousel thing, or like a cart ride, something like that, I guess. And basically he will like spin around and sometimes hit the ground. And you have to use the axe to hit like the, I think it's like screws or something like that too. And you have to hit them off. This one's not the worst. I'm going to put it, this one is very deadly though. Like, you do get like a lot of damage taken basically if you get hit. I'm gonna put it in average, right below Bendy. Next up we have the Butcher Gang, who are all basically the same. So there's Piper, Striker, and Fisher. And basically how they work is they will just, in chapter 3, they just spawn around randomly basically, and you just have to hit them. Sometimes they're holding the object you need in chapter 3. Actually, I think they do like all the time. Piper in the beginning like comes out of a painting, attacks you, and at the end of chapter 3, before you go to the bottom floor, there is like one more battle with them. In chapter 4, they're at the second lever. So basically, you have to throw bacon soup around and distract them while you hit the lever. I think it's like maybe 2 in that area or something. But then you have to go back up and then just avoid them. In chapter 5, they're guarding another area basically. So you just have to go around the hallways and like get the ink basically without them seeing you. If they do, they'll chase you. But you can also kill them with Bendy basically if you just lead them all out when Bendy's there. They're definitely the easiest in chapter 3 to deal with. In chapter 4, they just guard at a specific spot, and same for chapter 5. I'm going to put them in pretty easy for this one. They would go insanely easy down here if it was just chapter 3, but I think just because they guard some spots, I'm going to move them up to pretty easy. Next up, we have another major character, Sammy Lawrence. In chapter 2, you see him in specific spots and he's very creepy. Then he eventually knocks you out and takes you to another room, and you think he dies. But in chapter 5, he actually makes a return, and this one's actually a boss fight. So we're only going to include chapter 5 basically. It's a boss fight, and he tries to swing and like hit you with his axe, and you just got to get him back a few times, and it's actually not too bad. I'm going to say this one is going to go in average as well. Now we have the projectionist, and he's in 2 chapters, 3 and 4. In chapter 3, it's just him on the bottom floor, and he goes around and you can hide and stuff, or you could get the Tommy gun, I think it was, and if you get that, then you could shoot him down and defeat him, and yeah, it's pretty easy that way. The other way is not the worst thing, but it's definitely easier to use a Tommy gun. Basically, in chapter 4, he is at the 4th lever, and what you have to do is just get around and I think hit 2 levers, and then in the end, when you're trying to head back up, he'll disappear behind you and chase you, so you just gotta hide in like the wardrobe thing in front of you. Then Bendy kills him. I'm gonna put him in average for this one, I think. Next up, we have Swollen Jack / Jack Fane, only in chapter 2, and as you can see from the picture, he's holding a hand wheel, and basically how that works is when you're trying to hit the second one, it will not be there, so you gotta go down even lower and find him and defeat him basically to take it back. But he doesn't even attack you, so it's already going to go in insanely easy. You just got to get him to the correct spot and hit the lever to make the box fall down and defeat him. So very easy. Next up, we have the Lost Ones. If this was just chapter 4, they would go and does nothing. But since they're also in chapter 5, they actually attack you in this one. And basically how they work is they just like run around and try to hit you, and you can just hit them back. It's a few hits, but it's not that bad, and they're only in one battle, and you could just have Alice and Angel and Tom take them down as well. So I'm gonna put them in insanely easy. Next up, we have the most common enemy, the Searchers. In chapter 2, they're kind of mainly in like groups, so mostly you'll just fight them in like groups, and then in chapter 3, 4, and 5, I'm pretty sure they just spawn in random spots, and when they pop up, you just kill them. It's normally just like one at a time. They're not that hard anyway. I'm gonna put them in insanely easy. Next up, we have the Minor Searchers. These ones are a little bit different. I think they're like a lot slower. Yeah, I think they do more damage, but are a lot slower. So I'm gonna put them in, I'm gonna say pretty easy for this one. A little more, actually I'm gonna put them insanely easy. Next up, we have Swollen Searchers, and this one, I'm going to put them in does nothing. Like, they are important for the game. In chapter 3, it's a mission. You have to, like, get the ink, like the thick ink off of them with, like, a syringe, and they'll just go away once you take them. In chapter 4, they'll be at that, like, big area with, like, the cliff, basically. And you just have to get the ink to put in that machine and get like a cogwheel, and then start the power of like that thing that takes you across. So yeah, it does nothing really. Like they don't do much, but they are useful. Next up, we have the Searcher mini bosses, which are different characters, even though they just look like Searchers, but they're a tiny bit bigger. They're only in chapter 3, and basically it's for the lever minigame. The lever minigame is a bonus feature in chapter 3, where you have to hit 3 levers, and each one has different enemy. The first lever has the Searcher mini bosses, the second lever has the Butcher Gang, and the third lever has this last character that we'll get to in a second. But the Searcher mini bosses, they're basically just the normal Searchers, but they're bigger, so not much of a difference. I don't know if they're more difficult, so I'm just gonna put them in insanely easy. And finally, we have the Searcher boss. Basically, this is the third lever. I don't think you get anything for defeating it. Actually, no, you do get something. There is like an Easter egg you can get, but you have to go through a lot of steps. Like Chapter 2, you have to defeat the Minor Searcher. Chapter 3, you have to defeat this enemy. And yeah, it just keeps going. And it's pretty difficult to defeat this one without dying. It's like 2 hits, I'm pretty sure, and then you die from this. I'm going to put this one in pretty difficult, I'm going to say. So this is our final tier list. And just for fun, who do I put in insanely difficult? Because that's the only empty one. And I want to put one up there. But who would it be? Out of the 3 at the top, I'm thinking either Beast Bendy or the Searcher boss. I think Brute Boris is not quite the top. I'm going to go with Beast Bendy because he's fast and can kill you in 1 hit. I'm pretty sure. So, but anyways, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when another video comes out. Leave a like if you like the video. You obviously don't have to do all of this if you don't want to, but if you want to, you can. I'm trying to get to 1.1k eventually. I'm pretty sure our last one is Hello Neighbor, so we're going to get to that one next. And yeah, that's all. Bye.